Hello, welcome to this French lesson. In today's lesson, we're going to be talking about family members. The focus for the lesson is going to be talking about people's personality. We're also going to cover appearance, but the main focus will, like I said, be adjectives describing personality. It would be helpful if you already know some basic French vocabulary before carrying on with this lesson. So, for example, saying what people are called, how old they are, how to say someone's height and size, hair type, eye colour, and that sort of thing. So if you're not too sure on how to do some of those things, I would suggest that you do a bit of revision before proceeding with this lesson. And we're going to start off with a bit of grammar. Now, you'll have seen these words before, mon, ma, and me, okay? And you'll see them come before words like père, mon père, or ma mère, mes copains, that kind of thing. They're possessive adjectives. They all mean my. They all mean the same thing. Mon comes before a masculine noun, ma for a feminine noun, and me for a plural noun. So let's look at some examples. We're going to have a quick bit of do a little grammar exercise first of all. You can pause the video if you want to draw the table. You don't have to. That's entirely up to you. See if you can see the pattern in this table. So at the top we've got the English word, we've got the masculine, feminine, and plural. And then I'm expecting you to see if you can work out what the feminine possessive adjective for my is. Then going down the masculine column, okay, what is your? Okay, so I'll give you a minute. Like I said, you can pause the video to fill in those gaps, or you can just wait for me to tell you what the answers are if you've worked them out for yourselves already. Okay, let's carry on. So, les réponses, the answers. So, it's quite easy to remember this, I think. You've got mon, ma, mes, ton, ta, tes, son, sa, ses. So we're going to be hearing these little words quite often today. Now, another grammar note here, you would say ta trousse because the word trousse, the pencil case, is a feminine noun. You would say ton stylo because stylo is a masculine noun. You would say son chat, referring to his cat. But you would say also sa sœur, referring to his sister. Now that strikes us as odd for English native speakers, because we'd think, well, sa, isn't that feminine? But remember, you're talking about the sœur here. Okay, so the possessive adjective, the son or the sa, has to be the same gender of the noun it comes before, the noun that it precedes. Okay, a bit of practice speaking aloud. Just move my little picture out of the way. Okay, so you've got to simply say aloud the possessive adjective, that word for mon, ma, or me, that's going to come in the gap, okay, before the particular word here. They're all going to be sort of family members, friends, and that sort of thing. Okay, off we go. So, voici mon frère. Voici mon père. In case I hadn't explained already, voici means here is. Okay, so you're presenting people. So what's this one? Voici ma tante. Tante is aunt or auntie. So here is my aunt. Voici ma tante. Voici ma grand-mère. I don't know if you got this one. That's my grandmother. Look carefully at the ending of this word. This time it's mes because it's plural. It's my uncles. Voici mes oncles. Mon. Voici mon copain. Here is my friend. And of course, ma sœur, my sister. Mes copines. I wonder if you know what this one would be. It's my friends, and they are female. Okay, it's the feminine plural form, copine. Copain, male friend, copine, a female friend, and with an S on, it's plural. Mes frères, my brothers. Okay, so we're going to move on to looking at adjectives describing personality, la personnalité. Here are some examples. Elle est intelligente. She is intelligent. Il est intelligent. Did you hear the difference? Elle est intelligente. Il est intelligent. You heard the ending when I said intelligente, and there is an E on the end. Usually you add an E to an adjective that is describing a feminine noun. That's the general rule. There are some exceptions. We will see later that paresse means lazy. But if you're wanting to say that she is lazy, you would say elle est paresseuse. Il est paresseux. Elle est paresseuse. There are some adjectives that don't change, whether that's the masculine or feminine forms. For example, timide, meaning shy. Tu es comment? Now, you might have been asked this question before. Do you know what it means? It means, what are you like? What kind of person are you? Now, there's quite a long list of vocabulary here. And once I've finished talking through the vocabulary, I'd suggest that you pause the video and record any words that are new. Okay, so write them on a piece of paper or in your French book or wherever appropriate. We're going to be using some of these words later in the lesson. So let me just give you the pronunciation. You can repeat them after me. I'm going to give the masculine form in each case. If you're wanting to add the feminine form, remember that the pronunciation will be slightly different. For example, je suis agaçant, je suis agaçante. So you're sounding that ending. Okay, so je suis agaçante or je suis agaçant. Numéro 2, je suis bavard. 3, je suis content. That can mean I am happy. Okay, so I'm satisfied as well. There's another word for happy, which is heureux. So I'm a happy person. You would say je suis heureux. Je suis paresseux. I'm lazy. Je suis marrant. Okay, there are other words for funny. You'll also have come across maybe drôle. Drôle also means funny. Je suis timide. I'm shy. Je suis méchant. Méchant. If you're an adult, it would mean that you're rather mean and nasty. But if you're a child, you might still just be considered naughty rather than being mean and nasty. Je suis méchant. Je suis bête. I'm sure you're not. It means I am silly. And je suis triste. I'm sad. Je suis impoli. I'll repeat that again. Impoli. Think impolite, but it's better to translate it as rude. And the last one, je suis gentil. Just listen to the pronunciation. Gentil. That means I'm kind. If you're going to add in the feminine form, je suis gentille. Okay, so je suis gentil or je suis gentille. I am kind. And another grammar point, I almost forgot. If those words are new to you, okay, pause the video now and write them down. Okay, I assume you've done that. Let's move on. So the grammar note. So this rule of adding an E or maybe adding an S on the end of an adjective is called adjectived agreement. Don't worry too much. It simply means that the adjective has to change if you're talking about a boy or a girl, boys and girls, and so on. So look at the examples here. You've got mon frère est bavard, ma sœur est bavarde. Note the E on the end. Mes frères sont contents. My brothers are happy. Mes tantes sont contentes. And again, I pronounce the ending, contente. My aunts are happy. And there are some, like I've already said, that do not change, like triste, bête, and timide, although they will take an S in the plural form. Okay, now you can go online and you can actually watch the Mr. Men show in French. They speak really, really quickly, so you find it, even I'd find it hard to understand everything that they say. But all the little Mr. Men, the Monsieur, okay, et les petits Mademoiselle are actually available in French as well. You can have a look online. They do change some of the names. It's quite interesting. Anyway, what would you say if you're this person? Je suis timide. Je suis timide. So see if you can say the appropriate word, the adjective, before I show you the answer to this one. So what are they like? Ils sont comment? Or tu es comment? What are you like? Tu es comment? Je suis bavard. Je suis bavarde. Mr. Noisy. Okay, what would he say? If you're not too sure, that is Mr. Lazy. What's the French word for lazy? Paresseux. Je suis paresseux. I am lazy. Tu es comment? It's Mr. Clever, but we're going to use a word that sounds like intelligent. Voilà. Je suis intelligent. Je suis intelligent. Any ideas to our new day? Il est comment? Boring. He's supposed to be. What's that word? Ennuyeux. Je suis ennuyeux. I am boring. Mr. Rude. Je suis impoli. Impoli. And the last one, happy. Content. Yeah, je suis content. I am happy. So here is a sentence builder. I like using sentence builders because it shows you how you can construct a variety of sentences just by picking something from each column and without working too much about changing the grammar and memorizing different verb forms and so on. So let's look at this sentence builder. I'm going to give an example. Je suis assez content. I am quite happy. I'll give you another example. She is very lazy. Elle est très paresseuse. There it is, E-U-S-E, paresseuse. Ils sont. Now we've got ils sont and elles sont. It both means they are. Ils sont you would use for they if they are all male, or if there's a mixture of people, male and female. You use elles sont if the group is exclusively female. For example, if you're talking about your aunts, okay, or friends who are all girls. So I'm going to say, elles sont toujours bavardes. Okay, what have I said? Elles sont toujours bavardes. I've said they are always chatty or loud. Okay, you think about one. How would you say he is a bit, that's un peu, he is a bit shy. He is a bit shy. How would you say that in French? That's right. Il est un peu timide. What about my father is often funny? Mon père est souvent marrant. What about I am really kind? I am really kind. Think gentle. That gives you a big clue there. I am really kind. Oui, je suis très gentil or je suis très gentille. One last one. I'll give you a trickier one this time. They, and they're all girls, they are very annoying. They are very annoying. Elles sont très agaçantes. Did you remember the ending? Agaçante. And if you were writing it, you'd put in an E and an S. Okay, we're going to do some work now using some flashcards. Okay, see if you can say the complete sentence before I show you the answer. I will say both the English and the French. I am very sad. Je suis très triste. If you need to, have a look back at the vocabulary. Okay, you can always pause this video, check your vocabulary list in case you need to look up any words before doing this exercise. Let's move on. He is quite lazy. How would you say that? He is quite lazy. Il est assez paresseux. I am always happy. Je suis toujours content. Think contented, happy. She is really shy. Elle est vraiment timide. I am very loud. Je suis très bavard or très bavarde. She is lazy. Elle est paresseuse. Now, this is just a check to see whether you can remember this. I am 14 years old. Remember, in French, you don't say I am, you say I have. Bien, j'ai 14 ans. I have black hair. J'ai les cheveux noirs. And a tricky one to finish. They are always annoying. Pause the video to have a think if you need more time. They are always annoying. Ils sont toujours agaçants. If you managed to get all of those right, very well done. If not, I suggest you do what I'm doing now, which is going back. You can replay the video to the key vocabulary and phrases slide. You could screenshot it, you could make a note on some of the vocabulary, and then have another go at doing the flashcard exercise and see if you can say the complete phrase before I show you the answer. It's important to repeat it as often as you need to until you feel confident. Okay, a quiz. Qui je suis? Who am I? Okay, I rather gave the game away by showing you the name. George Windsor. So at the moment of recording this video, the royal family are in the news. Not necessarily for good reasons, but nonetheless, we are going to be imagining that you are George in a minute. Okay, so this is George describing his family. Okay, I'm going to read this out aloud in French. I want you to simply follow it below. Afterwards, I'm going to show you the same French transcript with the English alongside, and then we're going to do an interview where I'm playing the role of a journalist and you're George and I'm interviewing you. So you're going to practice speaking some French. So for the first time, just listen to me as I read the French. Je m'appelle Georges, j'ai 7 ans. J'ai les cheveux blancs et les yeux bleus. Je suis le fils de William et Kate. Et je suis timide. Mon père a 38 ans. Il a les yeux bleus, comme moi, et les cheveux blancs. Mais il est presque chauve, comme mon grand-père, Charles. Mon père est très travailleur et gentil, mais quelquefois, il est un peu triste. J'ai une petite sœur qui s'appelle Charlotte. Elle a 5 ans. Elle est assez bavarde. J'adore ma sœur parce qu'elle est drôle et nous jouons ensemble. J'ai aussi un petit frère qui s'appelle Louis. Je n'aime pas les journalistes parce qu'ils sont agaçants et je suis timide. Ils prennent les photos de moi et ma famille et je déteste ça. I'm going to read the French aloud again now, so that you hear it again. Follow the French again, and then pause the video to read through the English on the right-hand side. Je m'appelle George, j'ai 7 ans. J'ai les cheveux blancs et les yeux bleus. Je suis le fils de William et Kate, et je suis timide. Mon père a 38 ans. Il a les yeux bleus, comme moi, et les cheveux blancs. Mais il est presque chauve, comme mon grand-père Charles. Mon père est très travailleur et gentil, mais quelquefois, il est un peu triste. J'ai une petite sœur qui s'appelle Charlotte. Elle a 5 ans. Elle est assez bavarde. J'adore ma sœur parce qu'elle est drôle et nous jouons ensemble. J'ai aussi un petit frère qui s'appelle Louis. Je n'aime pas les journalistes parce qu'ils sont agaçants et je suis timide. Ils prennent les photos de moi et ma famille et je déteste ça. Pause the video, take time to read the English, and then I will carry on. Okay, let's move on. So, une interview avec George. So you will first see an extract from the text again. Okay, so read that little bit at the top. Then you're going to see the questions. I will read out the questions, and you've got to say the answers as if you're George aloud. It's really important that you practice speaking your French aloud, wherever you are. It doesn't matter. Bonjour, comment t'appelles-tu? Je m'appelle George. George, quel âge as-tu? Now I can bet that probably half of you maybe didn't get that first bit. So let me just show you the text again. So you've got to make sure that you read it carefully and see if you can remember some of the information. You can always play the video back very quickly. Okay. George, quel âge as-tu? J'ai 7 ans. As-tu les cheveux bruns comme ta mère? Non, j'ai les cheveux blonds comme mon père. So it doesn't matter how long your answers are. You can give short answers or you can give long, full answers. It depends how confident you are. The important thing is that you try to say something before I show you the answer. Ah, d'accord. Et ton père? Comment s'appelle ton père? Mon père s'appelle William. So here is the extract from the text. Mon père a 38 ans. That's an autocorrect mistake there, I'm afraid. 38 ans. Il a les yeux bleus comme moi et les cheveux blancs, mais il est presque chauve comme mon grand-père Charles. Mon père est très travailleur et gentil, mais quelquefois il est un peu triste. You can pause the video if you want to read that again. So let's move on to the questions. See how well you can do. Ton père, est-ce qu'il a les yeux bleus et les cheveux blancs comme toi? Oui, il a les yeux bleus et les cheveux blancs. Et ton grand-père, comment s'appelle ton grand-père? Charles. Mon grand-père s'appelle Charles. Et ton père, il est paresseux, ton père? Non, il est travailleur. Mon père est travailleur. Well done if you got that one. Remember, paresseux means lazy, and travailleur means hardworking. Ah, désolé. Et est-il toujours content, ton père? Non, quelquefois, il est un peu triste. J'ai une petite sœur qui s'appelle Charlotte. Elle a 5 ans. Elle est assez bavarde. J'adore ma sœur parce qu'elle est drôle et nous jouons ensemble. J'ai aussi un petit frère qui s'appelle Louis. Pause the video if you need to read that over again, just to get the facts in your memory. On we go. George, as-tu des frères ou des sœurs? Oui, j'ai une sœur et un frère. Comment s'appelle ta sœur? Charlotte. Elle s'appelle Charlotte. Ta sœur est-elle aussi timide comme toi? Non, elle est bavarde. Charlotte est bavarde. Et est-ce que tu aimes ta sœur? Oui, j'adore ma sœur. Pourquoi? In case you're not too sure, pourquoi means why. Pourquoi tu adores ta sœur? Elle est drôle. Et nous jouons ensemble. Note that I've added parce que elle. That means because she is. So, we've almost come to the end of the lesson. For some extra practice, I suggest you try to write some sentences. Aim to write as many as you feel confident doing. You can try and extend your writing using some of these qualifiers here. Remember to adapt the adjectives if necessary. Over on the left-hand side, you've got some ideas, some suggestions. It doesn't really matter who you write about. Those are just some ideas I've put on. Okay, and then you've got a range of adjectives on the right-hand side. So see if you can have a go at writing some different sentences. I suggest you pause the video on this page and have a go at reinforcing some of what we've learnt. Okay, that's the end of the lesson. Do go and view it over and over again until you're confident doing all of the conversation and going through the flashcards confidently without any gaps. That's the best way to build up your fluency in French. It's no good just going through it once or just doing it in your head. It's really important that you try to say the words and phrases aloud and participate in the conversation as if you're really taking part in it. Au revoir.